Hey everybody, welcome to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look at yet another plugin by the company Audified, and this is called the ToneSpot Express. Now, this is the baby brother to the larger plugin that we did a few weeks ago, the ToneSpot Bass Pro, which kind of looks something like this. Okay, this was where we looked at, and this has a ton of controls. You can get a killer bass sound on this. This thing is amazing. We looked at that last week or the week before. Links are in the description box if you want to check that out. This time around, we are going to take a look at its baby brother, less expensive, much more straight to the point and easier maybe to use, a lot less tweakability, but still a great sound nevertheless. This is the ToneSpot Bass Express. So before we listen to this on a bass guitar and kind of how it interacts with the drums, if you like what you see in this video, hit that subscribe button, hit me the thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. Also, go out to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, get your 5 free mixing training courses worth about $110. It's my gift to you, just saying thank you for visiting HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. And last but certainly not least, go out to mixingmadeeasy.net. If you want to learn more about all these types of plugins, we want to dive down deep into the craft of learning mixing in a very non-technical way. Great for beginners and intermediate mixers. Check out what I have going on at mixingmadeeasy.net. So let's jump over here into the Studio One DAW and let's take a look at the Audified ToneSpot Bass Express. This is a fantastic little plugin. So again, go watch the video on the bigger brother where we had all kinds of different tailored controls that we can really tailor our bass sound. This, I think, is intended more for someone who doesn't want to look at all those knobs, someone who doesn't need all that tweakability. All they simply need is they just need a great bass tone right out of the box, and that's what this plugin provides. So if we take a look at the layout here, let's just walk through some of the controls. I could show you how it's laid out. So first and foremost over here, one of my favorite things about Audified's plugins, and some other manufacturers that do this, and every manufacturer should be doing this, is they have a way for you to adjust the size of the GUI on screen. So right now we're looking at it 200%, but if we went to the default 100%, we can look at it that small. And if you have a larger real estate, a bigger maybe screen, or if you're old like me and your eyes are getting a little fuddy-duddy, you can make it 150%. You could blow it up to 200%. I love this feature. Why every plugin manufacturer doesn't do this is beyond me, but it's a great feature. Great job, Audified. Next to that, we have our presets here, and we can just click in the box here and we can see we have our default, which will bring everything kind of to a neutral position. We have our essential type presets, and we'll listen to a few of these in a second, don't you worry, where we can get our bass sound, you know, based on some general terms here: air boost, air cut, auto wah, all those types of things we could do right here in the essentials part of the presets. Then we have the more advanced presets, and then we have extreme presets. So we're not going to listen to every preset here, it'll take you an hour, but there's a lot of great useful presets in here. And basically what they've done here is they've taken the ToneSpot Bass Pro, where you had all that tweakability, and they tweaked it in to get you some really good bass sounds out of the box and put them into these presets so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, over here we have our auto wah. We can turn that, I think that's done with the preset here, is it not? Yes, you can come over here when you go to things like auto wah. It's going to turn on our auto wah here if you have an auto wah preset, and then you can go ahead and you can tweak the wah section of that preset. Same thing with the modulation. Again, if we were to look at something more, let's see, something with some mod in it, maybe like a flanger type of vibe, you can see the mod is here, or the modulation, and you can go ahead and you can change the time of that as well. Let's just go back to the default. Here we have a little notification bell, and that just kind of tells you pretty much about, in this case, they want you to upgrade to the ToneSpot Bass Pro for a lower price. You can get it for $75 if you use this coupon code. If you have this plugin and you want to upgrade to where you want to do all the tweakity thing, like in the last video, you can do that right here, which is really cool. You click on the little wrench, we can check for updates, we can go to their website, we can request support, send feedback, all that helpful stuff right from the plugin. Wonderful. Channel, left, right, stereo. We have our input. And then we have our automatic gain control, which will deactivate the actual manual knob, and it'll do it automatically based on the program material coming in. We have the same thing on the output side here, where we have our gain control on the output side, and we can manually do that or let the plugin do the work for us. We have the power meter over here on the far right, and then in the center, obviously, we have our metering here. We have our input. We can look at gain reduction, and we can look at the output side. Okay, so this is what's really cool about this. So now, Now, let's just take a quick listen. Let me close this for a second. We have a bass guitar here. I'll turn it up so you can hear it. Okay, now the only thing that's on this up to this point, and we're going to shut off the channel strip. We have no plugins on here. We just have the ToneSpot Bass Express. So let's listen to this and let's play around with a couple of the presets and let's see what we have. So here's the input side. Obviously there's no gain reduction because we haven't picked a preset, right? So let's go to our presets. Let's go to Essentials and let's just pick a body boost. Why not? Let's go over here to more of a rockin' section. Now we can always crank the input if we want. We bring our input over here. Could crank that up a little. Could turn down the output a little, kind of level match it. And then that particular preset, you can see just a couple of dB based on the program material coming in. So the more input you press, the more gain reduction you're going to get, right? Because you're pushing more signal into the plugin and therefore the compressor underneath the hood is working a little bit more. So keep that in mind. So that's body boost. Let's bypass this quickly. It's before. After. A little more body, right? It's going to cut through a mix a little bit more. And we'll listen to it in the context of a few seconds. Let's pick another preset. Let's make it fat. See what fat does. Let it loop around. It's before. After. So again, if you want to get more compression, you can turn down the output and we can push more signal into the plugin. And that's going to have the compressor inside of the preset work a little harder, okay? Goes before, let it loop around again. Evens it out a little bit more. Let's pick another preset. Let's go to our more advanced presets. Let's do like a funky wah. Pretty cool. So here's a ton of gain reduction on this. Let's back off the input a little. We'll bring the output back up. Okay, and then we can mess around a little bit with the wah settings. Just the way the sweep of the wah is going to kind of take place. Kind of cool. In certain instances, this would work really nice. Okay, let's try another more advanced setting here. Let's do something like I don't know, smooth and tight. So again, if you want a little more gain reduction, you press the input up, turn down the output to level match it a little bit better. We can even press it in even more, get a little more compression happening. It's before. A lot more deep. It's going to cut through a little bit better. Okay, we'll check maybe a couple of, let's do an extreme one just to see what the hell happens. Probably going to get some distortion stuff here. What do we got here? Uncle's Drive. It's going to give us a little wah. Okay, going to get that nice fuzz kind of a vibe. So again, you want to compress that a little, just push a little more signal in. Don't know you want to have a lot of compression on a fuzz box because that is already kind of compressed. So basically what I'm trying to show you here is you can just start off and go through and pick some presets and you can just get something that just kind of works. Cut through boost. Let's try that. Now let's bring this in with the context of a drum kit here. Now the rest of this song is not really mixed all that much. It's just kind of a static mix. So let's just play some drums. Let's get our bass to cut through. compression happening here. This is a cut-through boost, so it's going to get a little thinner. It's going to have a little bit more of a mid-range punch. Before. So you can definitely hear the EQ shift in this thing. So again, this is really great. So let's just try one more, and then we'll kind of end this video here. So let's do something. We could even do like an octave. We could do an octave up, octave down, octave both. Again, this is all the same things that you could do on the bigger brother, but this way it's all kind of done for you. It's all kind of tweaked where you don't have to go in and manually tweak it all. So this is putting an octave lower and an octave higher. Kind of gives it a little more thicker of a sound, which is kind of cool. Let's try our little bit of distortion here, maybe. Vintage growl or vintage grit. So you can hear that distortion. Before, after. Again, if you want less compression, just back off the input a little. So the more you back off, the less compression you're going to get, and you can use the output to kind of compensate. So there you go. Real basic plugin. ToneSpot Bass Express by Audified. Again, if you want to see the full-on video to the bigger brother, which is a really great plugin, which basically is going to give you all the manual control of all the things they've done on all these great presets. But if you don't want all that manual control, if you don't need all that manual control, and you just want something where you go, you know what, I just want to throw it on my bass guitar, and depending on the track, I might want to dial in a little bit of distortion, I might a little wah, maybe a little chorusing, or I want to fatten things up or just get it to cut through the mix. This is a wonderful plugin. So again, the price difference between these two is, I think it's about half price here. So this is about half the cost of the big brother. Again, I don't like to quote pricing. Click the links below and go out to the website and see the current pricing, but the ToneSpot Bass Express is about 50% of the cost of the ToneSpot Bass Pro, which would make sense. It's a little bit simpler of a plugin, but once again, it sounds great. It's easy to get a great bass sound, and there's not a lot of companies out there that I've used where they've used these, where they've made bass guitars specific plugins, kind of all-in-one deals that are really musical and really useful. This one is, and so is the big one, the ToneSpot Bass Pro. So again, I hope you liked this video. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you thought about this video. And if you want to see any more kind of plugin demos from Audified or from any other company, let me know. I'm constantly trying to bring you tools that I think that can really help you, that are not just a bunch of hype, that actually work, that are easy to use, and that sound great. Once again, go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, get your 5 free mixing training courses, head on over to mixingmadeeasy.net, and until the next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I will speak to you all very soon. Take care.